Have you guys ever heard of the term cyber wrecker? Cyber wrecker is a new term in Korea used to describe individuals who spread fake news and unverified rumors about celebrities, often targeting their reputation and profiting off of their vulnerabilities. This case marks the first time in South Korea that someone has been sentenced to jail for being a cyber wrecker. Among them, one suspect stood out as the worst of the worst, known for repeatedly targeting idols like Wonyoung, Karina, Kang Daniel, and members of BTS. Until now, it's been difficult to take legal action against cyber wreckers as many hide behind anonymity. Especially with platforms like YouTube owned by US-based companies like Google, making it harder to trace and prosecute them from Korea. I feel like there is a little bit of a difference when it comes to US celebrities and Korean celebrities. Like in the US, even though you have a lot of these like weird gossip rumors and magazines, you know those odd magazines that just have like the craziest title? Like I don't even know how they are not even prosecuted or why celebrities don't take action, or maybe they did. Just like Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard situation where he sued a magazine company in the UK and apparently he lost even though he claims that they were false. So it seems like maybe in the US it is harder to prosecute someone for false rumors like this, but in South Korea they are taking strong measures to people who spread false rumors and profit off of them. Because as you guys know, defamation laws in South Korea are much stricter than maybe any other country. A lot of criminals in South Korea, we don't even know the identity of them because of the defamation laws. So in a way, it protects people, but it can backfire at other times. A little reminder, just want to take a quick second that a lot of people that are watching are my non-subscribers, but it does mean so much to keep GRAZY TV running. So just hitting the like button in today's video, subscribing, hitting the notification bell whenever I create new videos, and commenting down on what your thoughts on today's cases really all helps the algorithm. I just heard this the other day, but apparently in South Korea, compared to other countries around the world, South Korea has one of the most streamers and YouTubers. There is one YouTube channel that is known as the worst of the worst, quoted by literally the court and the judges. And that channel used to be named Talduk Soo Young-so, which means those who left the fan clubs. Now this channel is no longer alive, obviously, because it became criminal to do this, but the channel used to have over 80,000 subscribers and hundreds and thousands of views. So this was one of the channels that did not have a face and a voice. I believe when this channel would upload videos, the voiceover would be an altered voice, so they would pitch it up or pitch it down so that you couldn't recognize whose voice this was. And this is a very popular way that a lot of people make YouTube videos without ever concealing their identity. So what kind of videos did Talduk Soo Young-so actually upload? So most of these videos apparently were based on obviously groundless rumors, comments, literally just like negative trolls commenting like, oh my gosh, she got a plastic surgery. Not verified at all. Like one person wrote a comment and Talduk would make a video solely based on like one person's comment. Some of the things that she said were, you could see the thumbnails and titles here, and it would be somewhere along the lines of BTS V drinks and makes a wreck. He's in a horrible situation. The crazy titles that would make people want to like, click in and be like, ooh, what is this about? BTS V, he drank and did what? GD dumps Jennie and dates Wonyoung. That's a funny one because that was never even a rumor. Wonyoung wears recycled luxury brand clothing to fashion shows. She's so embarrassed. Wonyoung's botched surgery. Or Wonyoung's actually Chinese and not Korean. Wonyoung was forced to leave IVE. Wonyoung's downfall due to bullying her group member. Wonyoung is a free Zia wannabe. Kang Daniel is a promiscuous man in his personal life. Another one that says aespa Winter gains weight after USA tour. And there's a little comment down in the thumbnail that says, what tasted so good in the US? The way that things are worded here are very sinister and it's not a feel good. It's a very, very extreme form of gossip. And these videos would not just get hundreds of views. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of views here. And in the beginning, you might have just a few people to now hundreds of thousands of people potentially believing in something that is completely false. Now, clearly, compared to any other celebrities, this person really envied and disliked Wonyoung IVE specifically. Now, it could be because later on we'll find out that Wonyoung is so in my opinion, she's like a goddess. Like, she is so freaking pretty that maybe this person really envied her for some reason. Now, apparently when these videos were being uploaded and when they were being targeted towards Wonyoung, that was when she was only in high school. So you have to be pretty petty to be targeting a minor here. Now, allegedly, Talduk, the owner of the channel, even tried to hire trolls, specifically targeting Wonyoung to leave nasty comments for about 50 cents per comment. This is crazy, but it's not far-fetched. Like, even in the US or anywhere you are, there are people that are being hired to leave nasty comments about a specific person. Now, apparently this channel was doing pretty well in subscribers and views that eventually this person even made a membership to this channel. So you can pay to be a troll and to get even more nasty videos. Like, you would have to be a die-hard fan and a hater to actually pay membership to view more nasty videos. That is just crazy to me. Because it was becoming such a big problem, a lot of celebrities tried to sue the channel. But the problem is that YouTube is owned by Google, and Google is a US-based company. So South Korea has no jurisdiction over Google. So when the lawyers of these celebrities tried to find out the personal information of who was behind this channel, they were blocked and they were unable to get that information. Unless they were somehow able to get Google to turn the personal information of a user, which sounded far-fetched at the time. Now, apparently Kang Tanier was the first one to try and sue Talduk channel, but it came to a dead end. Now, it's not just with this channel that's a problem. There's many cyber wrecker channels in South Korea and all over the world that hide their identity. So unless they reveal the identity themselves or somebody comes forward as a whistleblower to say that they know who they are, they were unable to prosecute any of them. This is where Wonyoung had a strong legal team. They were like, nope, we're not gonna give up, and we are going to hire one of the best lawyers, and his name is Lawyer Chung. So Wonyoung's team was determined, you guys, and Lawyer Chung said, I'm gonna study the US law. We're gonna try to find a way to get the personal information. So Lawyer Chung started to look up the US laws, and he found one interesting lawsuit that actually happened before him. After some digging, he found out that there was a case, I believe in California, similar type of case where a plaintiff in Japan tried to sue somebody online, and to get that information, they had to go to the court in the US and for the court to ask Google to reveal the identity of a criminal. So in this particular case, they had Google and Twitter reveal an identity under the discovery law called 28 USC 1782. So I guess this is a law where if you're having a criminal lawsuit against somebody with enough evidence, you are able to request to the US courts to reveal the identity of a user under a certain type of social media platforms. So in this case, Google and Twitter did abide by the laws to reveal information, again, for criminals. So Lawyer Chung was like, all right, like I had to find this Japanese lawyer that was successful in getting the identity. So he even flew to Japan to meet this lawyer and work together with him to try and fight to get the identity of Talduk. Now, because Talduk's videos were all in Korean and were going to the US courts, Lawyer Chung said he had to get help from the younger millennials and Gen Zs to translate so that the manner and tone of how Talduk was talking about Wonyoung translated into the English terms. Because this isn't just about, oh, I don't like her. This has to be in the mannerism and tone that Talduk used as extreme cyberbullying. And after a couple months of trial, they were successful, and the court had ordered Google to reveal the identity of Talduk. So now the channel's owner was informed that their personal information was going to be revealed. And that was the day when Talduk channel was deleted. Then the channel's owner pretended that the channel was hacked, and all of a sudden it turned to some weird Tesla channel here. Like, we went from K-pop to all of a sudden this odd Elon Musk like random video. And in a community site / forum, it's like a Korean Reddit, somebody claiming to be Talduk channel's owner came forward and saying, hey, my channel was hacked mysteriously, and I'm really sorry to the celebrities that are being affected. Like, oh, I just believe the rumors and I thought they were true. I'm sorry. And I'm sure Talduk thought that this was going to be the end and she was going to be all forgiven. Nope. At this point, lawyer Tong was worried, like, oh my god, like they just deleted the entire thing, so is the personal information not going to be there anymore? So he requested to Google 2 times, and the first time apparently they were only given like very limited information, like only the IP address, and he was like, what am I gonna do with this? He requested the second time, and they were able to revive the personal information that was stored under their cloud system, I guess, and received 2 names and 2 addresses of the owner of this channel. Now I'm guessing they were able to get this as this channel was under the monetization, or aka the AdSense. That's how you make money off of ads on YouTube, and you do have to give your information of who's going to receive the check. Finally, they were able to identify who the owner of the channel was. It was one of the first cases in South Korea of an unidentified cyber wrecker's identity being revealed. And it was a she. She was a 35-year-old woman named Park. Now later on we find out that Park made a lot of money off of these videos, apparently around $180,000-ish, and she even bought an apartment through these videos. That's crazy. And a lot of people are baffled because she made so much money, causing so much pain for these celebrities who didn't deserve it because it was untrue. Now, with the identity of the channel user being revealed, finally Won-young went to criminal court. During the first trial, Park never showed up to court. So in South Korea, if you were served but you don't respond to the court hearings at all, then the automatic ruling goes to the plaintiff. And Won-young was awarded around $70,000 or 1억 in Korean money for the damages. An automatic win for Won-young. So that is when, Park then came forward and said, wait, no, like let me go against the court. And she was able to get a lawyer and she went to trial. In courts, Park argued that, well, I learned all these rumors from other people, other sites, and I just posted them because I thought it was true. She also stated that she has the right to know about public person because they're celebrities, and we just have the right to know because they're public people. And with no evidence to back her story up, she lost the appeal trial and she was sentenced to 3 years of probation and to retrieve all of the $170,000 that she earned from AdSense from YouTube. But this time the penalty was lowered to about $40,000. That means that she has to bring back all the money that she made and pay $40,000 as a penalty and 3 years of probation. So if she breaks any laws within the 3 years, she will be sent to jail. Now, after finding out the identity of Park, other celebrities that were targeted say that they're now going to sue her as well. And this includes the BTS members, SM Entertainment, and others. And this doesn't just end here for her. Other celebrities are suing her, so she has a lot more cases against her, so she could get more prison time and a lot more penalty. So making these sinister videos and thumbnails and profiting off of someone's vulnerability definitely backfired on Park. And recently, there are more cyber wreckers being punished and sent to jail. And one of the examples is with the Joo-ah case. A lot of you guys may know Joo-ah. She is one of the biggest mukbang YouTubers on YouTube. And actually, a year ago, she went through a huge controversy or a scandal where she was known to date her CEO, aka her boyfriend. And come to find out, she was actually being forced to make these mukbang videos, and she was being extremely and assaulted by her ex-boyfriends. Now, nobody had known about this information, but somehow these 4 cyber wrecker YouTubers got the information that she was being assaulted by her boyfriend, and they somehow got their hands on photos, videos, and voice recordings of the abuse. So this is a horrific, vulnerable thing that one can go through. But these 4 YouTubers decided to group together and decided to blackmail Joo-ah, saying that, hey, we have photos, we have videos, and we have recordings, and we're going to be releasing this to the internet, which is going to highly damage her reputation. She has like 10 million subscribers. If you don't give us money. And knowing the size and how much money she makes, they asked her for hundreds of thousands of dollars to keep it quiet. Eventually, the photos and videos were released to the internet, leaked apparently. Now, Joo-ah's case is a whole different case on its own. I won't dive in too deep into it, but her ex-boyfriend ended up and unaliving. After the videos and voice recordings were released online, it went into a whole, controversy and drama. And that is when we find out that 4 YouTubers were trying to blackmail her, and Soo Young sued all of them. Now, these 4 YouTubers were also known to be cyber wreckers, but they were a little bit different because they actually showed their face and identity when talking about certain rumors online. So there are cyber wreckers who claim to really make videos on evidence, on I have information, insider information kind of thing, kind of like Karose Yeonguso, which is a huge YouTube channel that a lot of people frame as cyber wrecker. The main perpetrator, Koo Jae-ok, was sentenced to 3 years, and the rest of them, the other YouTubers, were sent to probation with penalties. So just like that, cyber wreckers are being put to their accountability in South Korea, and these, making of sinister videos and gossip, and tea is now very proven to be highly illegal. So defamation laws in South Korea in this way is being used, honestly, in my opinion, in a positive way. I feel like in South Korea, if there's any negative press, it definitely does ruin the reputation of celebrities, but it seems like in the West, like bad tea, bad gossip, bad news kind of feeds into making them more famous, and in a way, like keeps the celebrity world going in a way. Like it doesn't really damage their reputation as much as compared to Asia. So I know it's a crazy thing, like relationship, in the West, like celebrities having a relationship is so normal. But in Korea, when younger celebrities get into a relationship, it can damage their reputation. So it's definitely a different type of mentality in the West versus the East. And me being Korean, when I read negative comments in Korean versus English, when I read negative comments in English about me, I'm like, okay, whatever, F you kind of like mentality. But when I read things in Korean written negative about me, I'm like, ooh, that stings and hurts a little more. And how far is too far when it comes to damaging somebody's reputation and hurting other people's feelings through comments and these nasty videos? Let me know your thoughts and see you guys in my next video.